Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, upon popular request to review the Walking Dead TV series. That's right, guys. Now, some of you have already known that I may have been reviewing it over on Comic Frontline, but people have been asking me to do it right here on my channel. So, upon my fans' request, from this point forward, all Walking Dead material will be here on my channel, so you don't have to go to two different places to find it. So obviously, I'm going to be reviewing this episode, episode 15, and then episode number 16 next week, and then next season going forward, all Walking Dead stuff is going to be here. TV show, comic books, spin-off stuff, all that stuff, it's going to be here because I've always reviewed Walking Dead material on this channel, so it should stay consistent. So yes, guys, here is your Walking Dead. So today we're going to be talking about season 5, episode 15. The episode was known as Try. So let's sum up some of what happened in this episode, and then I'll go into theories and things like that. So in this episode, you wind up seeing ramifications of what happens with Nicholas and Glenn. We wind up seeing what happens there. Nicholas giving his side of the story to kind of cover his ass. Glenn obviously talking to Rick about the situation, and then Glenn going to Nicholas and confronting him, saying, "Hey, you're no longer going out there. Consider your life saved thanks to me." And so that's what we get over there. And when we get to see Deanna in this episode trying to figure out who's right, who's wrong, she's trying to decipher who's kind of telling the truth in this whole situation. We also get to see Sasha going out and kind of hunting these walkers, and she feels like she's kind of got like nothing left, that she's failed everybody. We can see that she's kind of losing her sanity, I feel. Now, it looks like she's taken the place of Andrea on the watchtower by destroying all these walkers and things like that, but I also feel that I haven't ruled out the whole thing of, in the comic books, Carol went nuts and she wound up sacrificing herself to a zombie. So will Sasha actually go crazy and kill herself or sacrifice herself to a zombie in the future? I don't know. We'll see, but her mentality is not all there. And by the time we get to the end of this review, Rick's sanity doesn't seem all there either. So we get to touch on that situation there. And then in the other situation, we get to see Daryl and we get to see Aaron go out and they're scouting for things, scouting for people, and we find out that there's other people out there because they see a light come on. So there's other people there, and it looks like they're doing some scouting and some hunting and things like that to find out what's happening here. So, and it also seems like Daryl is taking the place of Heath. If you remember in the comic books, Heath was a guy that worked with Aaron and everybody else, and it looks like Daryl has taken his place there. And so we get to see that. Now, the main plot point of this story was the whole situation with Rick dealing with Pete. First thing we find out is that Carol confronts Rick, talking to Rick about how, how she's getting beaten and whatnot. And then Rick goes to Deanna, and Deanna says, he's a surgeon, and Rick says, well, we can't let this happen. We can't let this go on, and we have to execute him. And she's like, no, 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 we can't have this. This is not the right thing to do. So she dismisses the whole thing. And so Rick kind of takes things in his own hands, goes to Jesse, asks if she wants his help. And yes, she asks it. And just as that whole scene transpires, we wind up seeing Pete coming in play, and they wind up getting into a big fight, just like in the comic books. They get thrown out the window, and then the next thing you see is they keep beating each other up. You get to see Jesse try to stop Pete, and he whacks her in the face. And then you get to see Carl try to stop Rick, and he whacks him in the face. And there's this whole battle, and it's just going crazy. And the next thing is just you can see that Rick has totally lost control. He's just in that mode, that survival mode. And it was just totally insane here. And the next thing, Deanna steps in, and Rick gives his whole speech about, you're killing this place will never survive, and Michonne knocks him in the back of the head, and that's the end of the episode, and you're like, holy shit, like what the hell's going on? So, just like in the comic, we're getting everything that happened in the comic. Rick is protecting, his future girlfriend or whatnot, and now you're going to get to see the ramifications of that whole situation. So what's going to happen in the season finale? Well, we're going to get an hour-and-a-half episode. We all know that. We get to see these zombies walking around with W's on their heads, and we've been dropping Easter eggs of the wolves are coming, Wolf Night, all this stuff. So my whole situation is that it looks like that the group that is coming to Alexandria, which happened in the comic books, are called the DC Scavengers. Okay, that's who they are. They're the group that's coming. They're the ones that knock on Alexandria, want themselves to come in. They're a bad group. They kill people, they steal things, and that's what's going on. And that's who's been writing the W's on the zombies' heads, and it's been hitting wolves. So it looks like they're going to be they've been writing their insignia on the zombies' heads. So that's what they're going to be calling. They're going to become this. They're going to be called themselves the Wolves or something. That's going to be their group name in the actual comic book in the TV show. So that's what's going to happen there. So I'm pretty sure that's who's coming here to Alexandria is the Scavengers, and the group's got to deal with these people and protecting their safe zone. Now, what's going to happen to Rick Grimes in the future here, I'm not sure how close they're going to tie in to the comic book or whatnot. But Deanna is obviously the leader of this group. She takes over Douglas, who was the comic book leader. Okay, so she's the one that obviously that's calling all the shots. And what are they going to do with Rick? Are we going to have a whole bunch of zombies break into place and destroy everything? I'm not sure. When is Negan going to come into play? Are we going to get Jesus in here? Or is Morgan going to take place of Jesus from the comic book series? Because we've only seen Morgan bits and pieces here in the actual, at the end credits of this season's episodes. But we haven't seen Jesus look over the hilltop and seeing what's going on. So I wonder if there's not going to be a Jesus and Morgan's just going to take his place there. And I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen, how Negan will be introduced or whatnot, but we'll take it one step at a time. It looks like that these DC Scavengers are going to be the next group that's coming, and it's going to be a threat, the first major threat here, a human threat to the hilltop. So, yeah, those are just some of my theories there and some of my speculations on who characters are where and whatnot. So, interesting stuff there, but it was really cool to see, the state of mind of what was happening with Rick's mind while he was beating up Pete, and just that point of view was just spectacular. So I really loved this episode. Had a really great suspense going on there, and we're getting this last episode, and then we can't see the show again for another 6 months, and I cannot stand that. So really great episode. Really enjoyed the ending of it most of all. And we'll see what group is going to become knocking on the Alexandria's door. So, guys, leave me your thoughts, leave me your comments, everything of what I said here, of my speculations and the synopsis of the show and whatnot. And hopefully you enjoy this being back on my channel. So, guys, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. And until the next comic book review, everybody, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. And thanks for watching, fans. Take care.